Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jeanevarose. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. He's got the vibe with the flowers. There, it looks so pretty. Got the butterflies. I hope you feel my self-care vibes because that's what this video is about, self-love and self-care. In today's video, this will be 10 ways to practice self-care. So I hope you enjoy this video and you find exactly what you need from this. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning into the video and now joining the fam. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can be a part of all my upcoming videos. I upload videos every Friday at 8 a.m. So if you love what you see today, you can go ahead and check back every Friday for new videos, and you can also check the content that I already have and just check out the vibe. But if you've already been a part of the fam, thank you so much as always for tuning into the video. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. 10 ways to practice self-care. And it's so important that we're always practicing self-care. That's why there is 10 ways that I'm going to list to practice self-care. And there's also an infinite amount of other ways you can practice self-care, because self-care is about nourishing yourself and taking care of yourself and honoring yourself and appreciating yourself and just truly taking the time for yourself in all the ways that you need. Really being accountable for what you need and for what you want, and deciding to show up as that version and to practice those ways that make you feel your best and fill you up and nourish you and make you feel the most like you and the most abundant and the most happiest, lightest, just best version of you. So I hope with these 10 ways you can reclaim your power in some way and reconnect to ways that you can practice self-care, or you can get some confirmation about ways that you already needed to know how to practice self-care. So the first one that I have on our list of 10 ways to practice self-care is to just take time for yourself, to do the things that you love when you're taking the time for yourself. So if you love to go on hikes, if you have a favorite show that you love, if you love to go shopping, if you love to cook yourself amazing meals, whatever it is that you love to do, when you're taking out that special alone time just for you, or just whatever you need, when you're taking out that special time just for you to do the things that you love, not just when you're taking the time for you that you do all the things that you need to do. You're like, okay, I have these 20 minutes of alone time. Okay, I need to get this bill paid. I need to get this thing done. I need to respond to this email. How about I have this 30 minutes to myself? So I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna watch a few minutes of my favorite show, I'm gonna watch one of my favorite YouTubers. I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna do whatever makes me feel the most like me, the most fulfilled, the most abundant, because what matters most is how I feel, and that I feel the most love within myself. So in order to do that, I have to do the things that I love to feel love. So that is the first way to practice self-care, is to do the things that you love when you're taking time for yourself. Now, the second point that I want to make, that is probably one of actually my favorite ones on this list, is to practice healthy routines and consistent routines at that. You know, working out, eating healthy, going to bed early, waking up early, doing the things, having the structures in place, creating that foundation for yourself that you need to prosper. You know, there's a reason that kids have such a strict routine of go to bed by this time, eat by this time, and they need that same structure every single day in order to develop, in order to mature, in order to feel safe within their life. We all need that as well. We need consistent, healthy, balanced routines in order to feel consistent and healthy and balanced. When we have routines in place, it really helps us feel safe within ourselves and within our reality. When we're making that intentional effort to have a routine, to wash our face every night, to eat dinner by a certain time, to work out 3 times a week. When we have healthy and consistent routines, it helps us feel like we have a structure to stand on, like the ground beneath us isn't just going to fall out like quicksand. Like we have a structure, a real foundation to stand on because we've created it for ourselves with our routines. So that is the second point that I've made for this 10 ways to practice self-care, is to have healthy and consistent routines. It may seem like something so minuscule, but it can make a world of difference when you actually see that these routines can be, implemented into so many different aspects of your life. And when you implement those routines into all those aspects of your life, you create such a strong foundation for everything in your life. Now, the third point on 10 ways to practice self-care is to share how you feel, whether that's with a trusted friend, your family, your partner, your therapist, whatever that is. It's so important that we undress our feelings instead of suppress our feelings, and allow ourselves the space to just be, to just feel, to just be free. When you bottle up your emotions inside, you create so much anxiety, stress, anger, just bottled up inside, because you're not giving yourself any space, any freedom to just let that be free. And you're sending this subconscious message to yourself that you should be ashamed of the things that you feel, because why else wouldn't you express them unless you were ashamed of them? Give yourself that place of self-acceptance to just be like, you deserve to express how you feel, whether that's with your friend or with your therapist. You need to share how you feel so you can feel better for your mental health, for your emotional health, and for your mental and emotional development. It's important to connect and to express and to be vulnerable and to be honest about the way that you feel, so you can connect with people, you can heal with people, and vice versa. They can connect with you, they can heal with you. We have to be willing to be vulnerable in order to let that love in that we need so desperately in order to heal us, wherever that comes from for you. Just don't be afraid to let that in and to express and to open up and to share the feelings that need to come out. You feel them, so express them and let yourself just be free. Don't be bottled up. Express. You have people in your life who care about you, who will listen, and just express. Even if you have to do it with just a journal because you don't have anyone you necessarily trust, that journal that you make those entries in can make a world of difference, because you're still unpacking all that you feel and giving it space to be free and to just let it go. So give yourself space to just feel your emotions and let them be free. Now, the fourth point, which is one of my faves, is be creative. This is so important. It doesn't matter if you classify yourself or you call yourself an artist or whatever. We all have an artist within us. We all have a creative being within us that expresses itself in its own way. So it's important that you're tapping into that creativity. If you like to paint, paint. If you like to dance, dance. If you like to garden, garden. If you like to cook, cook. Whatever it is that gets you in that creative flow and helps you tap into your creative juices, tap into that energy, because that can do so much for your mental health. It can help with anxiety, depression, and it just helps you express that artist within yourselves and just gives you permission to just be. Like I was saying, it's not just someone that classifies themselves as an artist that gets to paint, someone that calls themselves a singer that just gets to sing. If you love to sing, sing. If you love to dance, dance. If you love to paint, paint. Be yourself, express yourself. Don't hide any part of you. Let that inner artist with you be free. Let it be expressive. Let it be creative. Let it create the life that it wants to create. You deserve to have your own creative vision, be free, and express however it wants to express, and to truly let your own vision manifest. Who knows what you could create when you give yourself that space to just create it. So create, create, create. You deserve to see your vision elevate. Number 5 on our list of 10 ways to practice self-care is to have healthy boundaries. And I know it seems like that's interesting to be on our list. To have healthy boundaries is a way to practice self-care, and absolutely, because if you don't have healthy boundaries, you will tolerate and accept and allow anything from anyone. Whereas if you have these healthy boundaries, you know what you will and what you will not accept. You set like this precedent for your relationships. You set a standard. You are telling yourself and you're telling the universe, I deserve to be treated this way. So this is what I'm going to have. This is what you will and will not accept. Setting that standard for yourself and for the universe so that you not only embody that for your own self-worth and self-confidence, but so you can attract that as well. Because whatever you're embodying is whatever you're attracting. So if you're sitting here in this place of having no boundaries and just letting anyone and anything do whatever they want to you because you're too afraid or too not in a state of self-empowerment in order to assert yourself and say, hey, that doesn't work for me, or hey, and it doesn't have to be in a place of aggressiveness. I feel like sometimes we think confrontation is negative, which is not necessarily the truth. Confrontation can be negative. Anything can be. Confrontation can also be positive as well when you're doing it from the right place, when you have a genuine intention, when you're coming from a place of, hey, you may have not have meant that in a negative way or in a harmful way, but that just bothered me in a deep way. Expressing that to someone, having those boundaries for yourself, because you deserve to have that. You have self-worth. So express that self-worth, express that power that you have for yourself. Don't let anyone or anything cross those boundaries that you have created for yourself, because these boundaries that you have created for yourself help you have a healthy relationship with yourself, and they help you have a standard of self-worth and self-respect. And I know for many of us, self-worth is not easy. It's not something that has just, oh my God, I just have amazing self-confidence. It is something that's been earned and worked for. Well, I don't want to necessarily say earned, but kinda, if you know what I mean. But it's been worked for. It's been put in hard work of healing, of blood, sweat, and tears practically, to have good self-worth, to have a high standard of your self-respect and for what you will and will not tolerate. So be in that place of high self-worth and serious self-respect, and have those boundaries of what you will and will not accept, because this affects the relationship not only with yourself, but with everything and everyone around you. Now, the sixth point on our list is to focus on the positive more than the negative. And I know it can be easier said than done, but it's really something that will make a world of difference when you actually start to become consciously aware of your thoughts and start to become like in tune and, you know, basically come back to center when your mind is going everywhere and it's going here and it's creating this scenario and it's going to this and it's going to that. Having your place of, you know, being grounded within yourself, having that foundation, like we talked about earlier, having that foundation within yourself to focus on the positive, because like I was even saying before, whatever you're embodying, whatever frequency you're embodying is what you're attracting. So if you are focusing on positivity, on optimism, on light, on love, you are attracting that because you are embodying that. But if you are focused on the darkness, on your fears, on your anxiety, on all these negative things that could happen or have happened, you're embodying that, so you're continuing to attract that. Whatever you on, whatever you're vibrating on, whatever frequency you on, is what you will attract. So you have to ask yourself in those moments where you're choosing to think of something negative, could you choose to see the situation in a different light and choose to think of it in a more positive, optimistic state? Because that's going to make a world of difference for you. Who wants to be friends with the person that is negative all the time? And we all have those people in our life, or those friends that just seem to be like super negative, or those family members that are just like super negative and always bringing us down and just have that type of vibe. Now think if you were that way for yourself. Think if you were always in a negative place within yourself. And now that person that you're mad at everybody else for being a negative person is actually yourself. You're actually mad at yourself because you're the negative one. And it's important to be aware of things like that, and just how much we can quickly turn and become that negative character in our own life, because it's around us so much. But we can reframe that and get ourselves into a more positive state and choose to be consciously aware of our thoughts, and choose to switch our focus and choose to think of things in a more positive and optimistic light and realize that you don't lose anything by being positive. You gain everything. You gain experience, you gain adventure, you gain love, you gain light. And what do you gain by being negative? You attract fear, you attract poverty, you attract lack, you attract pain, you attract doubt, you attract whatever you're embodying. So if you're focused on that positivity, you're gonna get just that. And if you're focused on that negativity, you're gonna get just that. Number 7 on 10 ways to practice self-care is to be kind to others and to yourself. And I wanted to put others in there as well as being kind to yourself, because even though we don't always like to admit it, when we hurt other people, or when we talk about other people or anything along those lines, we end up hurting ourselves even more so. So when we choose to show others kindness, we're also showing it to ourselves. There's no need to constantly, like I was saying in point number 6, just be in that constant negative state. Choose to be in a more positive state where you are showing more kindness and compassion to others and to yourself, because it really, really does affect you and everyone else. A smile can change somebody's whole life, and so can some negativity, and same for you. So you never know just how far or how much your kindness can impact someone. Just like when you show kindness with yourself, how much that can truly make an impact on yourself and the world around you. So show some kindness to yourself and to others as well. We all deserve it. Number 8 on 10 ways to practice self-care is pushing your limits to overcome your fears. You know, a sign of self-love, self-care, and self-growth and self-development is to be like, hey, I see my fears and I see the areas of my life where I'm holding myself back, where I'm keeping myself stagnant, or I'm keeping myself in negative behaviors or habits, and I see the other side. I see where I could make a change. I see where I could implement a more positive difference in my reality. Now, it's important that you realize this so you get through everything that is holding you back, and giving yourself the space to get through it at that, to be like, I can get through that. I can overcome those fears. I can break through those barriers. I can overcome anything I decide that I can. Giving yourself that empowerment, that motivation, that makes a world of difference of you and your self-worth, of how you believe in yourself, on how you receive yourself, on how others believe and receive you as well. So when you push your limits and you decide to overcome your fears and to be more, you're telling yourself and you're telling the universe, I'm more, I'm amazing, I'm worthy, I'm enough. So I'm going to strive for more and more and more, because I know I'm worthy and capable of it. So I'm going to keep pushing my limits. I'm gonna keep testing my fears, and I'm gonna keep overcoming anything that says that it's in my way, because I know I can get through it, because I have the power and ability. And this is an amazing, very, very powerful way to practice self-care, is to push your limits and overcome your fears. Number 9, which is a super important one, a way to practice self-care, is to practice spiritual self-care, whether that's meditation, prayer. For some people, it may be going to church, singing songs, whatever it is for you that gets you in that place of higher enlightenment and higher connection. It's so important that we're doing that, because that is just as important as anything else on this list, to be deeply connected to that inner source within you, whatever that is for you, whether you're religious, spiritual, or none of the above. We all have a connection to a higher power that keeps us going, keeps us full, keeps us vibrant, keeps us connected. So whatever you have to do to nourish that, to feed that, and to keep yourself in a place of being connected to that and empowered from that energy source, it's a beautiful thing that you take the time to cultivate and to spend time with, and to just connect to those higher realms, because they want to connect with you too, and connect to deeper, different parts of yourself, because those parts want to come out as well and want to connect with you and want to bring out more parts of you so you can embody even more of your wholeness. So spiritual self-care is just as important as anything else to get yourself into that place of wisdom and learning and just spiritual enlightenment. It's so important that we're all making that a serious priority in life. Whatever your beliefs are, it's important that we're all seeking enlightenment and, mental change. So that is number 9, is to practice spiritual self-care. And we finally made it to number 10, the last one on our 10 ways to practice self-care. This one, putting yourself first. And this means listening to yourself, trusting yourself, turning to yourself first for wisdom and guidance before you look and seek from everything and everyone else, trusting yourself in your vision, in your heart before you listen to someone else's heart and vision and ideas about yourself and your reality. It's so funny that we're so conditioned to seek answers from everything except ourselves first. We're taught to look to this person for the answer. Look to this person for guidance. Look to this person to help you be you. Look to this person to help you get to where you're going. Instead of looking within for the answers on how to do that. Looking within for the answers to your questions. Looking within for ways that you can improve. Looking within for ways you can be a better you. Deciding that you are your own inner guru as well. And you are your own source of empowerment and love and energy and all of these things. So when you turn into that source of wisdom and guidance, it can guide you in ways that you couldn't even imagine when you just give yourself the time to just tap into that. So tap into that. Put yourself first. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in you. Believe in those eyes that you see when you look in the mirror. Believe in that heart that feels. Believe in those dreams that you have. Believe in that person, because that person has been with you from the start and they will be with you till the end. So the people that are telling you all these other things, they not, but you are. So remember that when you decide to look to everything and everyone else for where you're going, when it's already been written and the soul within you knows exactly where you're going. How can you ask people about your path when the source inside you knows the path? I don't know. How, Sway? How? So that is number 10 on 10 ways to practice self-care, is to put yourself first. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found everything that you intended to find from this video, and that you felt my warmth and my self-love and self-care vibes, and that you connected to a different part of yourself from this, and you found a new way to practice self-care in a way that you may not have been doing before, or you found a deeper connection to a way you've already been practicing self-care. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. And check me out on all social media. That will be in the description box below. You can also join my weekly newsletter, and how to do that will also be in the description box below. So go ahead and check that out. I really enjoyed this video. Had so much fun spending time with you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you guys so much love and light. Hope you're gonna have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.